Another day without a haircut. So welcome. My camera's a little low today, but I think that'll give us widescreen. So welcome, it's me, it's Deborah, and Squeaky Simon for cooking on the CEA Bergen channel. But we don't limit who watches our show. You may be members from the Bergen Center, located in Washington Township, New Jersey. You may be members from the Morris Center, which we've been seeing quite a few, so welcome. And we're still waiting for members from our Middlesex location from Edison. So we're hoping to see you guys soon. And I know that there's going to be more instructors coming as well. So welcome to Cooking Live. I don't know if somebody's already used that name. So welcome. Get out of here, man. I disinfected this whole center. Go when I appreciate you sneezed in your arm. Just none on our cooking stuff. So here, why don't you go wash your hands, wash your... I just did wash my hands. That was bad timing. So, hey, Kara's in the kitchen. She might be able to do this right now because we picked a recipe. So welcome, Kara. Welcome, Cheryl. You guys have been loyal watchers on our channel. So welcome. Good day. Have a good cup of coffee. Hey, we've got Alex on board. Yeah. Oh, you love my apron. Yeah, I made this actually for Edgar. I stole it. Edgar, our cooking instructor, he wore it for one of the fashion shows, and I stole it. Hey, Jamie. Thanks for chiming in. So thank you. Yeah, I've got some more aprons. And today's cup, yeah, in honor of cooking. In honor of cooking. And for those of you who are... Simon.
What? What?
Got everything scripted. So, okay.
We don't.
So, welcome Alex, welcome Kara, welcome Jamie. My hair, I still have to figure out how I'm going to cut my hair. And so welcome to cooking. We're going to give another minute to let a couple of people chime in. Hey, Stephanie says, I think that's Stephanie, says hello to Simon. Thank you. So Simon, I've got a feeling you might have another week of school off. Who knew? How do you feel about that?
I guess.
You guess? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, this is what kids pray and wish for, and then, be careful what you ask for.
I never
so
wished
Stephanie, hello, welcome.
I never wished for this. I wish to have no school.
No school?
Yes, it's what every kid wishes.
School is cool.
Is it really?
I have to say that. I get paid to say that. No, I don't. I don't get paid at all to say that. But school is fun. Life is about lifetime learning.
Wonder.
Yes, it's about life is a lifetime of learning. So, and that's why we're here.
For that.
You're all in suspense. I know you're all on the edge of your seats. Regarding our cooking class, I'm glad we got to keep our 10:30 time slot today. We are going to be baking again.
I think you told them that.
I did, but we have a couple of latecomers, and we might have some more. So we might tell people again and again, because I didn't have a script, and I got to make this up as I go along. So, hey, Christian, what's up, man? So glad to have you aboard. So I'm going to put my delicious coffee. Where should I put it?
In the pile of coffee
I got too much
cups
I got a lot of stuff. I'll put my coffee up there. So welcome to cooking. So today we are going to be baking. We are going to make a quick bread, and we are going to share this recipe on our Facebook page. I haven't eaten this recipe, but what I like about it is not much. Well, now you're busy. Now you got something to do. We're hanging in there. So everybody chime in. Tell us how you're doing, how you're feeling in this unique time of socially distancing.
You literally just touched
me. I know, I touched you. But we're distancing together because I have a feeling as a mom, if you get it, I got it, and vice versa. So, but we're safe in our house. We're safe in our house. So, I know some people went to the food store yesterday, and there's stuff in the food stores. There's stuff in the food stores, but just take extra precautions so you don't get other people sick or you don't get sick. All right? And if you do, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. So today we're going to be working on a basic quick bread recipe. And this is the basic batter. That's why I really like this. So we are going to show you how to make a basic quick bread batter that you can add anything you want. Yeah, that's what this country was formed. It's about choice. It's about freedom. And here you go. Freedom and quick bread.
I made up the corona. Because I've already known.
Kara was up all night. She couldn't calm down because she knew we were going to do cooking class. I know. I'm sure Kara misses Edgar. Just so everybody knows, some of you who are not from the Bergen Center may not know who Edgar is. But if you are from
he's a really nice guy.
He is a totally nice guy. He's one of my favorite people. He's okay. He's well and he's good. I checked in with a lot of people from staff. I'm kind of feeling sad. Yes, because this is Christian, because the Olympics got postponed. That I know. I wasn't surprised, Christian, and I agree with you. Safety comes first. I don't think you should be putting a bunch of people together in that close quarters. It could make other people sick. So, and we don't want anybody to get sick. So, it's disappointing, but you know what? Now we have something, we still have it, and we can look forward to it just at a different time. I know there's a lot of things that have been postponed. A friend of mine, her son's bar mitzvah got postponed, but I think they made the right decision to protect other people. So listen, life is still going on. It just may happen at a different pace than we're used to. And we can do that. We can do that. So, but Kara was probably up all night hoping to think she could see Edgar. But I just want everybody to know that our usual cooking instructor, Edgar, he is fine. He is healthy. I spoke with him. I saw him, not face to face, because we're socially distancing. But he's doing good. He's doing good. So everybody, Tony, Andres, Amy, Stacy, Sue, Allison, Teresa, Justin, Christy's good. I know Tila's good. I haven't heard from her, so, everybody's good. I know I saw a bunch of people I was talking to Debbie from the Morris Center. Leona's good. Will, Amy, Rachel. I know I'm missing a few people. And I know that there's a bunch of people from the Edison Center. So if you're from the other centers, just know that your teachers, people are okay. And they say hello. Nita says hello too. So, now that we got all that out of the way, let's begin. We've got about 7 people, 7 early risers. 6. Oh, we scared one. Good. Let's begin. So we are going to let you know the basic ingredients. So if you're cooking at home, you might have this. That's what we're doing. This is kind of like social distancing cooking 101. What do you have? Now, we are using flour, and from what I understand, from what I saw in the food store yesterday, there is not a lot of flour on the shelves, all-purpose flour. And some food stores are limiting the numbers of I guess people go into stress baking, or people freak out, and they think they're going to be able to make bread because they can't get it in the store. Hence, why we're doing quick bread. So, we're working with flour. You should be able to get it from the food store. Simon, hold that up. We're going to go through our ingredients. Stephanie is happy to hear the updates from all the staff. Yes, they're doing well. Okay? All right? Just wanted to touch base. I have connections, So we're going to use, once again, we're going to change our quick bread recipe. We're going to cut half whole wheat and half all-purpose flour because we're running low on our flour, and we want to preserve it. So, and we're trying to do something a little bit healthy, maybe get a little extra fiber. I don't know. So we're going to do that again. All right, but you do not have to. Okay, so we're going to cut our flour in half.
Take longer than
but you're going to need 2 1/4 cups of flour, all purpose. If you're using, you can use gluten-free. There's something in the recipe that shows you how you substitute out. Or you can use self-rising flour. I don't even know what that is, and we don't got it. So we're just using regular flour, okay? Because we're regular people. Don't leave me hanging. Thank you. Okay. Then we are going to use, make sure you get your measuring spoons. You will need measuring spoons, measuring cups or scoops. You're probably going to need a spoon or a spatula. I use this to help mix my, what do you call that, my friend?
I think it's a whisk.
Yes, it's a whisk. We're not whisking eggs. Oh, I have a sneeze coming on. You want a big bowl. You want 2 bowls. You want 2 bowls. 2 bowls. And we're going to need some other stuff. Yes, and the measuring cups. Okay? So we have the flour, 2 1/4 cups. You're going to need 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So we're just going to go through the ingredients. Simon, this is what we were talking about. I don't see Doug on yet to help me out. Baking powder, not baking soda this time. Baking powder. We need a little help to make it rise.
Baking soda has an acidic reaction.
No, it doesn't. They're both basic.
What?
We'll do that for science one day. Some of them people get the basic joke. Okay. It's like a motorcycle running by. That's weird. Okay, we need kosher salt. And I think you could use regular salt, but we're going to use kosher salt. And just so you know, I got this in the dollar store like 10 years ago, and I just keep filling up the container with other kosher salts. I don't know why they picked kosher salt. I hear that people, when you're cooking, I cook with kosher salt. I don't know if it brings out flavor more. I have no idea. But if you're using self-rising flour, you do not need the salt. Okay, put that down.
Ingredients.
Alrighty. 3 eggs. I don't trust Simon, so...
What?
Eggs. We used to throw these at each other. Cabbage night and Halloween. I did.
Oh, well, I never did.
It hurts to get hit by an egg being thrown by somebody in a moving car. I just want to let you know. All right, so you can use.
Threw eggs at you.
Good. You never threw eggs at me. What? We've been drinking. 1 1/4 cup of milk or buttermilk. We're gonna use regular milk. Now, if you want to substitute out, if you're vegan or vegetarian, whatever, substitute something else in there. You can do that. And that's all in this recipe attached. We're going to use, now listen, I don't want to get into any fights. Oils bring out a lot of fights. You can chime in. You can use canola oil or any other type of oil or liquid fat. Now,
What about car oil?
I'm wondering, I don't think I have enough, but you can use any. Some people say canola oil is very bad for
car
you.
oil?
No, you cannot use car oil. It has to be something for human consumption. I don't even know what brand this is. We're using vegetable oil. Some people say all these are terrible. They'll kill you. Choose your oil of choice. I don't think it matters if you use, I've baked with olive oil. You can use whatever oil you prefer. Okay, just a liquid oil. We're going to use, good morning, Katie. Good morning. All right. Okay. So, don't worry. We're just going through the ingredients and you haven't missed much because I have a tendency to drag things out. That's what I get paid big bucks for. So, canola oil or any liquid oil that is not motor oil, that is not a petroleum product, I guess. Okay? What you choose. Okay? Let's see. This is very strange. Oh, for sweet. That's for savory. So let's use this one. This recipe has savory and sweet. Do you know the difference between savory and sweet?
Savory doesn't taste good to me, and sweet.
No, savory is delicious. It's kind of a richer, deeper, I don't want to say bitter. It's a different flavor. Sweet, we can kind of figure out. So you're going to use those ingredients as well. But then for the sweet bread, you're going to, because we're going sweet. Because we're sweet. No, we're not going to use honey. You could. But you're going to add sugar. We didn't get sugar. We forgot our sugar. It's a good thing I don't have a big kitchen. So you can use a combination of, hey, Caitlin.
I don't remember.
What's going on? Simon says, you can use a combination of brown sugar or regular granulated sugar. I believe the recipe that we'll post up has, if you don't want to use sugar or something like that, if you're watching your sugar, then I would do the savory element, the savory recipe that does not have the sugars. That's more of probably tastes like a regular bread. Or here's that. Here, we don't want to open it up yet. Alrighty. So we'll probably do a combination. And vanilla. Do you know what we did with our vanilla? I saw it 5 seconds ago. Here you go. And vanilla. And that'll add the sweetness. Then you're going to add a half a teaspoon. So it's 6 tablespoons of your oil, a half a tablespoon of vanilla, and then you can add whatever spices and mix-ins that you want. And that's what we'll go through a little bit at the end. You want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. All right?
3,050?
No, just 350. So, Simon, do you know what a quick bread is?
No.
All righty.
It's bread without yeast.
Bread without yeast. So it is a culinary term for bread. It's for a bread-like product that uses baking soda or baking powder instead of yeast to leaven it. So people chime in. What holiday is coming up where you do not eat leavened bread? Chime in.
Nobody.
Well, give them a chance. I think you might know. So for this, instead of using yeast, so when you get that nice spongy bread at the food store that everybody goes nuts over for a snowstorm or something like this, nobody eats sandwiches until like it snows. It's spongy, it rises. If you look at the bread itself, it's kind of not holy, but but it's very puffy and it's porous. I don't know what the word is, but I'm making this up as I go. Passover, maybe Lent, but yes, definitely Passover with matzah. Definitely, Passover has unleavened bread. From the story of Passover, that they had to get out of Dodge or get out of Egypt, and they didn't have time for their bread to rise. Because when you use yeast works. It's like a little organism, and it grows. Yeah, and that's what makes the bread grow, and it makes it nice and soft and spongy. Yeah, that's awesome. But we are not using yeast because I've never had good luck making bread. Easter you can have regular bread, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Bart and Adam, or whoever is in your neck of the woods, welcome to Quick Breads with Deborah and Simon. CA Bergen Live. Okay, but we welcome all. We welcome all from all walks of life. So, this is a bad camera angle for me. Okay. So, a quick bread. It's a bread-like product that is made with baking powder or baking soda. So, last week we made Irish soda bread. Same thing. Now we're making quick bread. So, these are things you probably, if you scoured your cabinet or couch, you would probably have. So let us begin. Or
the bread
magic.
pirates stole it.
Okay, bread pirates. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do, as we said, we are going to preheat your oven at 350 degrees. Do not worry, you can get this recipe in the link on our Facebook page. Now, we are going to prepare a loaf pan. That's not good. Sorry. So we are going to prepare a loaf pan. Got some dust. Should have taken that out sooner. A loaf pan. Does anybody want to know what a loaf pan is? Most of us have never. I made bread once. I think I made bread once, or I used to make it in a bread machine, and it would always have that weird thing, that hole. So this I'm gonna use. I use a lot of clay. I had a lot of friends, Pampered Chef, so I like these clays. And we are going to prepare it. We're just gonna spray this baby down. Did you know that the Spanish word for bread is actually pan?
Yes, I did know that.
Yeah, I did. I don't know how to pronounce it. So we're just gonna
That's why
spray, and I think Dave F.
So pancakes are technically called bread cakes,
Mind blown.
or just
Maybe.
pancakes. Or
And that's one of my
maybe
favorite
just
places to go.
cakes made on a pan.
No, but cakes, bread cakes. Hello, hello. Hope Dave is there. And tell him to get into the kitchen, start cooking. So we are making things that are just stuck in your cabinet somewhere. So we sprayed. You could butter it down. You could use a little oil. You could do whatever. We're lazy, and maybe we don't care about the earth. I don't know. We used an aerosol spray, and we prepared our loaf pan, okay? In the recipe, hopefully ours works. It's a 9 by 5, okay? Regular loaf pan, okay? You got it. I bet you can make little ones. So we're going to put that aside till we're ready for it. And hope you enjoy my kitchen from like the 1930s. Alrighty, so now, so we have it. You can also line it with parchment paper, but I don't know anybody who has parchment paper. I used to, but I don't know where it went. Alrighty, it's probably from like 2001 when I moved into this house. I had it. 1910s. Our house was built in 1907, or part of it, and it looks it. So then in a large mixing bowl,
Mix it.
in a large mixing bowl, we, Julia Child, I'm not, we are going to whisk together. Whisk, and different whisks look differently. Okay, this is a metal whisk. Mine has a nice little rubber coatings, so it doesn't like scrape, or sometimes you get like metal lines on your thing. Alrighty, we are going to whisk together. Mine I used to sift. Does anybody have a sifter at home? A bread, like a flour sifter? It's like this, it looks like a pitcher, and it's got this thing and it on the bottom. Nobody knows what I'm talking about? Okay. So you are going to do the flour, the baking powder, the salt, and any other spices you want.
I guess we have to add
and herbs. So let's do this. So our flour is 2 1/4 cups of flour. We said we're gonna switch this up. Stephanie says, good morning, Oreo. Good, you got the Easter egg.
Or secret.
Stephanie found him. Good job. Always give a shout out if you find Oreo. So our flour is 2 1/4 of a cup. But we want to do it half whole wheat and half regular flour. So how would we, hey Amy, how are we going to divide that? What's half of 2 cups?
Half of 2 cups is 1 cup.
Is 1 cup.
And half of 1/4 is a 16th cup, or an 8th cup.
Oh, an eighth, a 1/8. So, I just touched my face. And what do you know? I just so happen to have a 1/8 measuring scoop.
That looks like...
Isn't that amazing? Hey.
It looks very big.
It's not. It's not. Because, you know, when you're talking about food portions and you would only eat 1/8 of something, it's very depressing. It's very depressing for somebody on a diet. Okay, so let's go and do this. So we need, this is a half a cup, so we need 2 scoops. What product was that? 2 scoops? Is that Raisin Bran? Now, in baking, it's very exact. This isn't like cooking at home. So we want to make sure the measurement is very exact in baking. It's like science, okay? So science. So we've leveled it off, And that's 1/2. We need another half to make 1 cup. Because we are splitting, no, keep going, no. It's 2 1/4 cups of all your flour. We're splitting our flour. So does this look like that's a full 1/2 cup? No, sorry, not to embarrass you or shame you. Dig in there. Because I'm starting to panic. Mama's starting to panic. We're running low on flour. Hold on. Okay, we're getting more of it there. Pour it in there. That wasn't exact. Okay, good. Drop it in there. That's 1 cup of flour. 1/2 of 1/4. It's like gold flour. Apparently, there's just no flour in the stores. We need 1 of these. 1 of these because we're splitting our flour. No, this. We need 1 1/8. 1 1/8 of regular flour plus 1 1/8 of, you found them too. I knew, that is like a lot, man. There you go. Level, level, level. Good. So we did 1 1/8 of regular flour.
Yeah.
Oreo, watch that flour for us. Now, we need to do that again. If you're just using regular all-purpose flour, you're just going to do the whole full 2/4. But we're desperate, and we want to preserve our flour, and we also want it to, look cool. So, you're going to start backwards. So, what does he need to do? He needs to level. So, put that
sifting.
in. No, that's not called sifting. Sifting is when you let air in.
I forgot. What was it called?
Okay, and now we need 1 cup. So we need 2 1/2 cups. We're getting very confusing. Let's go for it. Kids today in their math. Okay, that is a lot there. You can see the difference between the whole wheat flour. It's a little bit grittier. All-purpose flour is very, soft, and it kind of poofies around and it floats around. Okay, hold it level. And whole wheat's almost a little gritty. All right. So hopefully we really weren't paying attention, but hopefully we were, and we got that right. Okay. So we've got our 2 1/4 or 2 1/4 flour. Hold on. We need 1 tablespoon of, here, move your bod. Your bod. This is a tablespoon. What did I do with all my spoons? Oh. These in a set. And this is my special one. This is Johnny Jones. Okay, that's salt. We need baking soda. Baking powder. My gosh, you're rubbing off on me. Baking powder. So, baking powder.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, this is an old brand too. I just bought some new baking soda and whatever. So, when you're working with your baking sodas, or if you're lucky enough to buy these types of containers, they have that lip there. And that's what helps you get that level, okay? You can see how much I bake, okay? See how that works, Simon?
Yes, the non-acidic powder is good.
It's non-acidic. It's basic. Okay, you ready? Pour this in.
And
you've never heard that term, basic?
No, and baking
it's an insult, right?
soda is acidic.
Okay, no, it is not. They're both. We're gonna do this at some point. We're gonna do this. All right, so we have our tablespoon.
Unlike baking.
So let's see. What's the difference between a baking soda? What's the difference between a tablespoon and a teaspoon?
Tablespoon's bigger.
The tablespoon is bigger. Remember, table is big, teacup is little. It's got the extra letter. It's got the B in the abbreviation. Means it's bigger. More letters, it's bigger. Okay? That's how I do it.
Is that it?
Now, no.
What? I just said, is that it? I said,
welcome to cooking.
I said, is that all the baking
with
powder
angry family.
With angry family that yells at their son for no reason.
Yes, well, now we need a 1/4 of a teaspoon. Does anybody know, how did they come up with these measurements? Like, Who figured out what a teaspoon
One
is?
guy got bored one day and they was
Yeah,
like,
does
yeah,
anybody
I'm gonna
know?
name it
We've got
teaspoon
some
and
smart
tablespoon
people
for
out
no
there.
reason.
Go forth and Google it. Tell us, how did they come up with these measurements? Because especially in like English tradition, the Western, there's like oodles of different types of measurements. We don't use a metric system.
Why?
Is there a metric cooking? Because I guess we're dumb. I don't know. But yeah, they tried to push the metric on us when in the 70s, man. We were like, Americans were like, no way. We should have.
Don't scientists use the metric system?
Yes, like everybody uses the metric system.
But the USA still doesn't.
Yeah, well, we're a little difficult. Okay, so a quarter of a teaspoon of
salt.
kosher salt. I think you could just use regular
Why do
salt
all
too.
these rocks look the same?
I think you could use regular salt. But if you're using self-rising powder, they say don't use it. Okay?
So is that it?
So hold on. Okay, so we wanted to do our flour, our baking powder, our salt, and any other spices. So Simon, should we add a spice like cinnamon or
Actually,
nutmeg?
cinnamon sounds good.
Cinnamon sounds good? All right, let's add a little cinnamon.
Just a little bit, though.
A little bit?
My legs hurt like hell.
What? Simon, watch your language.
But it's
Well, watch your language.
But it's true.
I don't care.
I'm
Watch your language.
expressing myself.
Well, yeah, but my legs hurt. How about that?
Like hell.
No, please don't use that word. We have some sensitive
That
souls.
is a-
So I don't know how much we're supposed to use. I'm going to use like a quarter teaspoon. I don't know. You can experiment. Find whatever. Throw whatever you want. But if you're doing savory, don't mix like your cinnamon with your dill. Keep your spices and your herbs kind of in the same taste family. So if you're working on the savory or more of a dinner bread, then you could work on your basils, your oregano, garlic, those kind of things. And then the sweet things, you're going to work with the sweet stuff. So I don't think you should put like dill with cranberries. Okay, I'm just saying. So we are going to mix
it.
this. And the reason why I like the whisk, and I think this is what they wanted us to do. Good, Simon. Yeah, but don't let all the stuff leave the bowl. Good. So we just added a little cinnamon to it. That's not necessarily, you can experiment with this recipe. This is a general quick bread recipe. You can make it into anything you want. Okay? So the basic is the flour, the baking soda, the salt. That starts. And we're going to put this aside for a moment. Because now we're going to work on the wet ingredients. So why do they call wet ingredients wet ingredients?
Because they're what?
Because they're wet. Good job.
Pretty obvious.
Good job. Now, let's see. All right. This is, okay, and we're going to put the sugar in because the sugar will absorb the liquid. Okay, I wanted to make sure. So, in a separate mixing bowl, you're going to whisk eggs, milk, oil, and sugar.
Okay, I'll do
You
that.
add the sugar if you're making the sweet bread, okay? If you're making more of a savory, dinnery type of things. Now, I got a rule. We will be adding our wet ingredients into this bowl. Do we want to just crack our eggs into this bowl?
Okay.
We always want to crack our eggs into a separate bowl and then put them in. Why? Chime in if anybody knows.
Because eggshell.
Eggshells.
That's not good. There we go.
Okay. Need to work on your
Whatever.
Okay.
I think I see one eggshell.
Okay. No. That's okay. That's not an eggshell.
Oh.
Okay.
Can I do the next one?
Yes. You want to do the next one? Here, we're going to pour them one at a time. Okay. One.
I'll try to do it better this time.
It's okay.
Go.
So what did we talk about last time? I always thank Cheryl, my friend Cheryl, for...
What is it?
Why are you like cracking the eggs
I'm
like the
trying to
Hulk?
pull them apart, but
We're
they
losing
crack
like half our
everywhere.
eggs.
Sorry.
You're definitely... Here, why don't you go wash your hands?
They're just exploding eggs.
They're not exploding eggs. Egg. 3 eggs. Oh, there you did get. So we were talking about eggs. Alex, you should use another, oh yes, you should use another bowl. Absolutely. Always use another bowl.
We have some egg whites.
A separate, well, pour them in because you don't want the eggshells. You don't want crunchy bread for eggshells. I mean, it's okay, I guess, if you eat them, but you really don't want to. So, but what my friend had taught me is keep one of the eggshells when you crack the egg. You're going to go in with the eggshell to get little rebel eggshells in there because like attracts like. I had no idea. I only learned that a couple years ago. Alrighty, so we have our 3 eggs, and very good, Alex. You are correct. Then we're going to add 1 1/4 cups of milk. You can also use buttermilk, but we're going to use milk. So we are going to do 1 1/4. So we have a nice one cup. Okay, gentle. Keep going. Good. We're going to pour this in. And 1/4. It is 1.5 cups. So Simon, we could use the same cup, or I'm going to give you another cup. So sometimes it's good. So we're using the rest of our milk. Keep going. What?
That would have been.
Yeah, a little bit extra. That's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm a klutz today, I guess.
It's all right. I think we got it. A little bit. But baking is exact. So we are putting our eggs, our milk, and now we need oil. Cooper, yeah, you got to lower it down. Yep. Can you go tell him to lower that?
Cooper, lower it.
That's not what I meant. Why do children always do that? So we need a 6 tablespoons. 6 tablespoons. Now 6 tablespoons must equal something. Okay? 6 tablespoons must equal something. Like, okay, what? You're gonna go slow. 1, 2. You're going a little too fast, my friends.
I think they just equal 3.
3.
3 half of I think it's.
Look at what you're doing.
Quint? I don't know how to.
4. I got a friend that likes counting. 5.
3 halves. Okay. I don't know what.
Look at what you're doing. 6, because you're going too fast, man. Going too fast. Can you put the cap back on? Thanks. So, like 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon?
Oh, we were talking about teaspoons?
I don't know. So if you know conversions, let us know.
3 halves of a tablespoon.
Let us know. Let us know if you know conversions. This is when we need some help. We need a lot of help for our cooking class. Julia Child, we are not. So we've got the eggs, the milk, the oil, and now we're going to add sugar. So Simon, what do you think we should do? Should we just use regular sugar, or should we throw in a little bit of both? Okay, Simon had to be difficult. Alrighty. So
it literally just takes a bit longer.
So we need 1.5 cups of sugar. So let's do 1 cup of regular granulated sugar. We're experimenting, so let's do 1 cup.
And
so I have a half a cup scoop. So if I have a half a cup scoop, how many of these do I need to make 1 cup? 2. Okay, I like these because they've got nice long handles, and we want it kind of exact. So it doesn't look like a full cup. So, my God, we may need sugar. Okay, let's see. Okay, put that in there. And we need 1 more. Go in there, dig in. Oh my gosh, do I need sugar? I've used the same sugar container as well. I take it the cardboard. It's bubbling. Very strange. It's alive.
Maybe
I think it's the air. I think it's the air.
Maybe it's too much milk.
Alrighty.
And what is that?
I don't know. I don't know. We don't know anything. No, it's not glass. That's the shining now.
God.
My brown sugar got a little,
Yeah, I think that's too much oxygen.
it got a little dry. I have another box, but let's get another box. You don't need to know our shame. There we go. Ta-da! You gotta keep your, you gotta keep them airtight. Because does anybody know what makes brown sugar so unique?
I think it's.
What is in brown sugar? Anybody? Anybody?
Sugar that's brown.
It's not sugar that's brown, so I'm gonna show you. It's like
Meat.
it's not meat,
That's brown.
but it's smells good. What does that smell like?
Cocoa.
Cocoa.
Coconut. No, I'm just saying random things. Coffee.
You can use granulated brown sugar too. That's got a different vibe to it. It's got brown sugar's like molasses, right? Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Pour that in. You stick that in there.
Why are you putting it down?
Because it's fluffy. I want to make sure it measures correctly. Okay, I want to make sure it measures correctly. So we've added, it's bubbling again.
I think that's enough.
I think that's just the, see how it's bubbling? I think that's just the, it's just the.
Now do we whisk it?
Now you're going to stir it. So you can use your whisker, and whisk it. Break those eggs and
That
whisk.
sugar. That just plopped. The brown sugar just plopped in.
Yeah, just, okay. Get that going. So we're combining, we're making a sweet bread, a sweet quick bread. Here, hold on, let me see.
I did it good.
Yeah, you did do it good. Just make sure it's really whisked there. So you're gonna mix those ingredients. So we did our dry ingredients in our bigger bowl. We did our,
Whoa, that looks so cool.
that looks cool. Oh, you know what we didn't add? Let's add, no, don't. Leave your whisk in there. Be careful where you put it in. We are not paying attention.
Where you put it in.
We need a half a tablespoon.
Just might get it on your clothes.
That is the weirdest thing. Here, hold on. Move. Just leave it there. Move out of the way. Thank you. No, I'm gonna hit you. I need you to move all the way. Thanks. Half a tablespoon. I knew I had it. It was worth almost physical injury to Simon. So a half a teaspoon. And probably if you were doing it and you didn't have the half a teaspoon, the half a tablespoon, you could do 1.5 teaspoons.
Molasses is
to make an equivalent. Okay? So that's our vanilla. We're making the sweet bread. Okay, may I?
No.
Okay, here. I'm taking over for a sec. Let me take over, okay? So we want to make sure
Now
we
it just looks like
really
coffee.
mix that, okay? So you get this kind of gross looking brew. All right. So, moving our stuff in. We've changed the recipe because this is a flexible recipe. We added our vanilla. You could do something else. I don't know. You could do almond extract, maybe orange if you're making an orange bread. Okay, now we're going to pour the liquid ingredients into the dry. All right, right? And we're going to use a spoon or a rubber spatula. Show them, okay? To do this, let's just make sure we read, all right? And we're going to stir them till combined. This will be a batter, not a dough. Because a dough is like it's kind of, it keeps its shape. It's, it's not like gloppy all over your fingers. And when you're working with the yeast breads, that's what happens. And you can knead it, and you can, or even some non-yeast breads, but it makes a ball. It keeps a shape. This is going to be a batter. It's very liquidy. It's very wet. Okay, and that's usually what's going on with
So we just
quick
take
breads.
this and put it inside?
So what we're going to do is, okay, we're going to slowly slowly, little bit at a time so it doesn't blow up in my face. Good. Keep adding. Keep adding. Molasses is added to white sugar to make it brown. Thank you very
White
much,
sugar?
Jamie. Yeah, like they add it to sugar. This girl knows what she's talking about. I trust her.
I get it. I thought you were talking about white
Stephanie
sugar.
wants to know if you're adding raisins. Stephanie, we are going to discuss what things we can add in just a second. You are asking the right questions. So, okay.
This is taking longer than normal bread.
No, normal bread takes you, does anybody know how, like, it takes you hours. You mix it. So, see what we're getting? We're getting this kind of weird batter. We want to kind of moisten the ingredients first. Reason why you're going to use a spatula. Oh, why did we do that? Let's do this. Let's pour.
Because it's a bigger bowl.
Yeah, we're switching it because we don't know what we're doing.
That might dilute some of the bad stuff.
I'm not a pretty chef. Okay, Simon, start mixing. Start making, getting all the lumps out.
Are you talking to yourself?
Yeah. I want you to mix this. Here, I'm going to whisk it a little bit. There we go. We got some lumps. We're not really sure why we got some lumps.
Oh,
But we're going to talk about what we're going to add in just a second. Maybe we didn't mix our ingredients well. So we're not pretty chefs. I mean, Simon's kind of handsome. That's part of the fun, getting messy. So here is our batter. We just poured some. And let's find out what we're going to add. So we're going to talk about it. And when you get this recipe, you can add anything you got. No, we're not going to add more brown sugar. If you don't have a nut allergy, this is the most sad and pathetic thing of walnuts. I do have more walnuts.
I don't like walnuts.
But you can, so they're going in there. You can add nuts. I would chop them or crush them. And an easy way, let's see what else we've got.
Chocolate chips.
Chocolate chips. We're going to make a vote. Maybe chocolate chips. Maybe you want like butterscotch chips. Yum, yum. Or white chocolate. Okay. What is this, my friend?
Dried cranberries.
Dried cranberries. And what's the last one?
Raisins.
All right. So I'm thinking we're going to do a kitchen sink quick bread. All right. So we're just going to add a bunch of stuff. I recommend that on some of these recipes that you have, there might be like an orange and cranberry. There might be different stuff like that. So we're going to add kind of what we got. We're clearing out our cabinet. It's like we're living in the Great Depression. All right? So I don't have too many walnuts.
No.
I'm going to add them in. Don't worry, you won't even know it. If I had candied ginger, I would pair it with some apples or craisins. That sounds delicious. That sounds delicious, Caitlin. That really does sound good. Okay, stir that in. We added just a little bit of walnuts. If you're allergic to nuts, obviously do not add them. Okay. We do not condone that. Stephanie said some raisins. You know what? I did get to the store and I did buy some more raisins.
California raisins.
But I got a little bit left, so maybe we should this is probably about a half a cup. Let's add a half a cup in there. Just add it. We're making kitchen sink. Just adding a bunch of stuff. How bad can it be?
And then it explodes.
How bad can it be, man?
It explodes in the oven.
It's not gonna explode. So, do we want, I took the little chips. Do we want little chips or big chips? Let's go for little. Let's go for little. I thought I grabbed them. Hold on. We've all got, they're all minis. So let's see how many minis we got. This is a great way to go through your kitchen. So we've got some candied ginger. So with apples, you could dice up some apples if you have dried apples. Maybe we'll get our dehydrator and learn to make fruits. Let's pour those babies in. We're just going nuts. And what else? Should we throw in some cranberries?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? What's the worst that can happen?
Boom.
All right, let's throw that in too.
Should we throw Gertie in?
Let's throw in there. So we threw in a bunch of stuff. Anything else? Anybody else can think of something we can throw in there?
Gertie.
No, we believe no cruelty to our cats. So we got some good stuff in there. I'm going to give you, as Simon's mixing this, I have no idea on time. While Simon's mixing that, I'm going to give you some ideas on what you can add, okay? Stephanie had already said raisins, if you like raisins. Caitlin said ginger, like candied ginger. It's probably a bunch of raisins stuck together. They're clinging on to life with each other. They don't want to separate their family members. Some apples and some craisins. I'm going to share you some ideas. So the double chocolate quick bread, you can add a little bit of cocoa powder into the dried ingredients. And then they fold in 1 cup of chocolate chips into the batter. That sounds delicious. So you've got that in here. This is the basic batter recipe. Cranberry orange quick bread. You're going to use some orange zest, some orange juice, and then you throw in some cranberries.
Walnut
spice.
Everything bagel.
Everything bagels. I love them. They're my favorites.
This is the everything quick bread.
There you go. You can add some cinnamon, some clove, and some allspice. And then some walnuts or pecans. So you've got a lot of different stuff. I think you could throw in a chopped, a squished banana, dried apples. You could throw in pears. You could do anything. Throw it in there. I say go for it. As I said, we thought, what could happen to us?
Boom.
So what we're gonna do now is we've got our dough. Let's show you our dough. Our dough. What?
Hi.
Our cat is. I fed you.
Gertie.
I think. So here we go. That's our quick batter.
Gertie, say hi.
Not by the food.
No, we're gonna chop.
So any of you who have pets, especially cats, my parents used to say, never let your cat climb on a kitchen counter. Edgar usually gives some chocolate chips. I think she's missing that. I'm very sorry. I'm virtually sending them to you. Kara, this time I was good. I didn't take any myself. So, but I agree. When you sample your stuff. But yeah, my parents used to say, don't let the cats. We would never let cats on a counter. That's before you have a cat. Okay? So, remember...
Mom, Gertie was on the kitchen counter.
Now none of you want to come to my house and eat. Which is probably wise. So, here is our loaf pan. We had prepped it, so we sprayed it down with some oil. And now... we're going to pour. So Simon, can you just hold that for the effect? Okay. Working on those muscles. No. Okay, hold on. Down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Don't look at the cat.
What if she gets
You're gonna drop this.
Counter?
And then we made it all for naught. All right, she's not gonna get on the counter.
Eating the food.
And she's there is no food. We fed her, I think. Her bowls. Please do not think this cat meowing is starving. These cats, we have the fattest cats in the neighborhood.
And what is she eating?
I don't know.
There's food in there.
Listen, they're going to have to fight it out, eat each other,
But there's food in there.
or find their own food. Okay.
I see food.
So here we go. Here is our quick bread. And we're going to put this in the oven.
Hello.
Try not to burn myself again.
Gertie
And we're going to
just
set
jumps
the
in
timer.
oven.
And then we're going to
She's
tell
like
you what you do for the savory. Okay. And so in a 350 preheated oven, you're going to put this for about 40 to 45 minutes. My oven's pretty hot. It's been preheated for a while. I'm going to put it in for 40 minutes. I don't like my bread to dry out or burn, so I can always come in and check it. So we're going to do 40 minutes.
Hello.
Alrighty. All right, we're gonna do it for 40 minutes. And then we're just gonna go over a couple of things. Okay.
Yay!
It's like 10-page recipe. Reading. If you're doing a savory version of this, as we said, this recipe is a quick bread batter. You can use it for anything and then you add stuff in. So it's the basic, I wouldn't do that, man. I wouldn't do that.
I'm just looking.
We don't need child injuries. Get your thing, but don't pull on those shelves, man. I don't trust anything on this house.
I'm not.
So before we said there was a double chocolate in ours for the sweet because we added sugar and vanilla. We wanted sweets, okay? Because we're sweet. We're sweet and sour. We added raisins, we added cranberries, we added chocolate chips. You can do all of those things. We said you can add a banana. You can add a lot of stuff. You can add apples. I love the idea of the candied ginger. You could just do raisins. You could do raisins and bananas. You could do nuts, all those things. And I would do different types of chocolate chips. You could do white chocolate, big, little, whatever. Chunks, I guess. So if you were doing a savory version, you could add things like, this sounds really good, so we might have to do this again. We might have to break into a food store and get more flour. But cheddar bacon chive quick bread, that's one of the recipes. And you'd have to make like some bacon. I don't know, I imagine you could use like a vegan type of bacon. I don't know. A sun-dried tomato basil quick bread, that sounds pretty good. And an olive loaf. I would think you could maybe you could leave the bacon out. I would do like a cheddar and chive.
What are you doing here?
Because it's going to block the camera. So you could do a lot of different things from your savory. You could do herb. You could do an Italian herb. I think that sounds pretty cool. So our bread is going to be baking for about 40 minutes. We are going to 40 to 45 minutes. This is your foundation of all quick breads to come. Things are falling off. Place is haunted. I don't know if there's any other questions before we go about our recipe. Make sure that you cover back your ingredients, wash down your ingredients, make sure that they're always clean after you're done using the containers, instead of touching and knocking down everything like Simon is right now. And we will post a picture of our finished bread. I would love it if anybody is making it themselves and sharing what you did. And
did you put a cap on the milk?
The milk is done. So here, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let's just finish.
When you threw it out?
No, it's not thrown out.
There it is. You
just ask them. We know where everything. That's the milk cap. So we would love to see pictures of your breads if you're going to try this. Stephanie hopes to see everyone back here for lunch bunch at 12:30. Yeah, I'm going to be doing lunch bunch today. So we're going to be talking about some stuff. And please stop by. Please come in. Please check in. And please share your pictures of your finished quick bread on this thread. Or email me at cea2bergen@gmail.com. You can send me the picture, or you can if you post it on your own your own Instagram, I can kind of cut and paste your picture if that's okay, and I can put it on our Instagram or share it on Facebook. But we'd love to see what you're doing. So we will post this recipe for you to follow along and try it at home. It was probably very difficult, Simon. Why is there a cat here? Keep your pets away from your food if you're sharing it with other people, since it's just us. Awesome. So yeah, so we will see everybody back in a little bit. Try this recipe, experiment with it. Just make sure you get to the store and stock up on some flour, but you can maybe cut it with other flours. And there's gluten-free and other types of, there's a gluten-free recipe here as well. So we shall see you all very soon. Keep an eye out for our finished quick bread.
Hey, Mom.
And may you, yes.
Remember?
Oh, yeah. Have an awesome day. Leave your pets at home. Well, I guess you're at home, so what does it matter? Bye.